Hey everybody, this is Erica with Good Game Media, and today we're going to be doing a review on June from the Halo Reach Play Arts Kai line. And overall, if you can just get a look at this guy, you can just see that first impressions is this is a very highly detailed, well sculpted, well articulated figure. We have June here with his trusty sniper rifle, his handy dandy sniper hood. Turn him around here a little bit. You can see the detail they went into with him. They gave him his sniper pack. Nice decal painting with some of the stripes that are on his calf and on his other arm. On his other side, you can see that they put nice detail into the bullets, the extra bullets on his arm, the other thigh pack. I don't know if that's for ammunition. Maybe some of you guys that are more familiar with sniper and sneaky ways of shooting dudes with guns can enlighten me. And even his gun alone, I mean, it really is incredible. I mean, Square Enix, really, I just think, did a wonderful job on these figures. I'm basically going to go over the comparison between the McFarlane figure. We're going to cover articulation, overall detail, and if there are any kind of like quality control issues, just to make you guys aware of with these figures. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and stand this guy up because we're going to go ahead and do the McFarlane size comparison and overall comparison. Let's see here, get June to stand up. I always pinch my fingers in the joints. I'm klutzy like that. Alright, let's see here. Alright, make sure. Ooh, come on there. And it's a little tricky because I'm like standing up and leaning over trying not to knock over this little photo studio I have going on. I also didn't want to make sure that June wasn't in a doofy pose. So here we have we have Monsieur George from the McFarlane line. Okay, good, he's standing. I have a heart. Oh, see, look at that. Bad George. Who's a good boy, George? Who wants to stand up for me? Oh, I know you do. Come on, there we go. Good George. Okay. Aside from George being stubborn, you can clearly see the size difference in the two figures. As far as quality goes versus McFarlane versus the Square Enix line, basically you have to look at the price points of these. I mean, the McFarlane figure runs anywhere between $12 and $15, and the Play Arts Kai version of June is going to run you anywhere between $40 and $60, depending on where you get them. So that said, you are obviously going to get a larger figure for $50 that has more articulation, and, I mean, McFarlane does a great job with detail. I mean, just, this figure's bigger, so you obviously are going to get a lot more detail. The McFarlane figures, as far as my opinion goes, and this is just my taste, I rather would spend the $50 getting a really, really nice figure than, you know, again, no offense to the McFarlane figures, I just really prefer the June figure and the Square Arts line work. You still get a high amount of detail in the McFarlane figure, and they're still cool. And honestly, if it wasn't for Todd McFarlane and his revolutionizing the toy industry, we'd probably have like these like crappy dog turd looking figures. So, you know, let's keep that in mind. And you're also talking like 5 inches versus I think 9, maybe 9.5 inches with the Kai Arts figure. So $35 difference in price point is going to get you a much nicer figure. So George, this is where you make your exit. So come over here please, and we're going to just put him to the side here. And we're going to continue talking about June. So with the Kai Arts figures, you get a really, really wide range of articulation. I can't really remember offhand how many points it said this guy had, but we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. First, we're going to take a look at the ankle. His ankle is on a ball joint, so you get really like a nice range of posability with the ankle there. I mean, you can just try to get my meat hook out of the way there so you guys can see it, but I mean, it really just has a nice range of rotation. His knee joint has 2 points, which you saw earlier with him striking a poser, so you can really just, you can bring it up like that if you want. You can have him frolicking through the woods, shooting dudes with his gun. Or something like that. His hip joint, I'm going to show you a couple things on the hip joint. First we're going to go over the rotation, which is really pretty good. I mean, you don't normally get this kind of rotation with figures with different price points. I mean, this is actually really, really nice. Now I'm going to show you one thing that can be kind of scary, and I've had Squaresoft toys from a couple years ago. Like I had a Sephiroth toy I got like 6 years ago. When I went to go pose his leg, it like completely fell off and broke. And I even had the Advent Children version of Cloud on the Veneer motorcycle, and his arm snapped off when I went to pose him. So there is sometimes quality control issues with the Square Enix toys, but I'm just going to show you this for a couple of reasons. So you notice his leg is on a ball joint. Check this out. Boop! Comes off. But you know, I didn't really use Gorilla Grip hands on this. You know, I'm not being foo-foo with it, but I mean the leg can come off. But this gives you a chance to actually see the ball joint that's in there, and it's pretty simple. The other thing I want to show you is if you take a look at his butt piece here, this is actually a separate piece of supple, high quality rubber, I believe. And I'm just going to push this to the side here. You can see that the butt piece actually attaches to a peg. When I initially got June, this had actually slipped off the peg, but it's really, really easy just to slip this back on there. I mean, just you pop it right back on there. And the leg, I'm going to show you how easy it is to put that back on. Check this out. You just pop the leg right on there and it's good. The one thing with the leg falling off a couple of times is his leg is a little bit looser. Like if you see when I go to push his leg up there, it pops back down, and his other leg doesn't do that. So that's one little gripe. If you're going to be really doing a lot of stop motion with these guys, or something that is... you're really going to be repeating a lot of motions, it could wear down the joints a little bit and make them looser, so that may be one thing that could deter you from doing something like a stop motion. I'm going to take a look at his hip joints here. I just think nice hip movement. I mean, figures, you typically don't get this. I mean, the poor McFarlane figures, you can't do this at all. I'm going to open up his arms here so you can see his torso a bit better. Torso movement, you know, just simple... another simple ball joint. On my June figure, it's a little bit loose, but I mean, it's not to the point where he's flopping all over the place. I mean, it's really not that big of a gripe for me. So I'm going to go up his arms now. I'm going to start with his hand. You may or may not be able to see he has a little hole here. That's if you want to put in the included frag grenade, which I have not shown here because with my luck I always lose little pieces like that. It's either an action figure troll or me just not keeping an eye on myself. I tend to think it's the action figure troll who's the cousin of the left sock troll. So I'm always losing the small pieces. Each figure does come with 2 interchangeable hands. Heard 1 or 2 complaints on quality control that sometimes people get like 2 left hands or 2 right hands, so that can be something to be aware of. Each hand is on a peg that you can actually just pop the arm off. I'm actually not going to do that because it's a little harder for me. I don't know if it's because I have, you know, wimpy little girly arms, but I just can't pop these hands off well. And sometimes the arm will have a tendency to come off with it. In most cases, you just pop the arm right back in. So, really not like a big gripe. It's just, you know, if you've had figures where it has like replaceable hands or replaceable heads, it's something you just have to be mindful of. You know, standard elbow joint, ratchet and ball joint. It's actually kind of neat here on the elbow. It's a little thing, but I just think it's a neat little touch that the elbow pad here like is a floating elbow pad and you can go up and down with it. Another ball joint in the arm, a little restrictive movement with the inner arm or shoulder pad, but really not a big deal. Again, if you do stop motion, that might be a little bit restrictive, but it's really not a bad point for someone like me that's just gonna have these as like desk jockeys. Another really nice thing is they put like a pseudo-scapula joint in here, so you get this really nice across the body reach that he can do, and he can actually grab his gun pretty well. It's not like he's got like that kid from A Christmas Story that can't put his arms down. He can actually bring his arms across his body. The one limiting thing that does happen with June, it's again not a big breaking point for me, is with his sniper accessories here, his head movement is really limited. Again, that doesn't bother me because these guys are just really going to be hanging out on my desk. Another note to anybody doing stop motion, that may deter you, but you know, for the most part, because of the posability of the body, I think you can still get good good intention of direction as far as where he's looking. I'll get another look at the back of him here. Sniper pack, more of the sniper hood. Left arm, the knife is removable, but again, like I referred to with the leg, if you do like repetitive motion where you're constantly taking the knife out, it will wear down and it will actually start to fall out. It's actually happened with my Noble 6 figure a little bit. But again, it's not like a huge deal to me. I do have to say, like, overall, I'm really happy with this figure. If you have a favorite character from Reach, like if you like Emile, if you like the ones that are coming out later, like George and Carter and Kat, if you have a favorite character and you're looking for a high quality figure, I really recommend these. You know, there's some minor quality control issues with these figures, but to me it's just nothing that really kept me from getting them. A note on these figures, these are not advanced copies. I actually am an impatient spaz and got these off of a legit store from eBay that's based in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong actually got these bad boys in, I believe, like early to late November. So, yeah. I'm trying to think here. Anything I missed? Oh, yeah. Let me just cover the price point one more time. These guys will run you anywhere between $40 and $60, depending on where you get them from. They do have them on the Square Enix store now. The only asterisk is they have a note that says expect anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks for delivery of these, because I guess they're coming from their storehouse in Japan. The reason I did choose to get these from the place in Hong Kong is they're $50, the same price as Square Enix, and the shipping was only like, I think, $4 more. So I paid $4 more to have, and I got the figure literally in like a week and 2 days. It will vary if you do go that route. It will vary, but if you're an impatient spaz like me, I mean, they're available on some websites. Just keep an eye out. People will probably be gouging for these, since, you know, again, they're rare as far as in the United States. But as far as I read, these guys are due out end of January 2011, and Series 1 includes June, Noble 6, and Emile. And the next set, Series 2, the dates keep changing, so, you know, check out the different sites for an official release. But I think the other guys, George, Kat, and Carter, I believe those may be out the end of February, maybe sooner than that. Just keep an eye out. But this has been the Good Game Media review for June Play Arts Kai. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out our website. We're starting up again and getting a lot of new content up there, but check us out for game and nerd news in general. And thanks for watching, guys, and good game.